can log on to reachbeyondadd.com at different times, and if they send their email addresses to the email address that's on Reach Beyond ADD, they will be privy to newsletters that come out, but they don't come out in a way that's overwhelming, as many do. They come out every few months, and with a very targeted information. Sometimes there'll be some poems that I've written about a link or something like that, but the newsletters are usually very different from the typical ones.
Some you're getting every second day, and you just don't have time to read it, and then
absolutely.
You miss the information that they provide.
Right. I don't believe in overwhelming the reader, and so I'll be addressing different aspects and the steps that are very necessary to go through in terms of a management guide once a child's been diagnosed, because parents do get very confused and don't know where to turn or what to do. And there's some simple tips for parents to follow after their child has been diagnosed with ADD or ADHD, and so they don't have to feel overwhelmed and like, oh my God, what do I do now? And it's a death sentence or something. And if the genie is rubbed the right way, meaning the kid with learning issues, then the sky's the limit. And such wonderful, brilliant people as the CEO of JetBlue and Charles Schwab of Schwab Financial Institution. These are people that are known to have ADD, and despite themselves, they were extremely capable and very gifted, and added a tremendous amount of help to society because they were able to work at things that much harder and learn to deal with their limitations and focus on their strengths. So when people are feeling down, they have to think about Charles Schwab and David Needleman, who was the CEO of JetBlue, and Michael Phelps, and things like that. John Lennon, Dustin Hoffman, Thomas Edison. These are people that had ADD, or in those days were ADD symptomatic. They didn't know about ADD at the time because schools did not promote having to focus on one thing at a time. The school systems were very different many, many years ago. And now ADD has become more common, and it's also a result of being more aware. But the competition has forced people to realize that their kids are maybe not able to focus as well as they need to keep up, and things of that nature. So things have really changed. But the important thing is to think about people that you respect and who've done very well with their kids, and find out what they've done to make their kids cope as effectively as they can.
Why is it more common? It seems like you hear about that a lot. Is it a side effect of the society that we live in now that is just so busy? I mean, there's so many people that just seem that are having difficulty coping, and is it a symptom of society, or is it just we are more aware now about it?
It's a combination. It's a combination. It also has to do with pesticides and environmental toxins.
I think so.
And it has to do with the society that we live in that tends to be overloaded, and with the competition because of the population explosion, there's more competition, and it puts a lot more stress on people, parents and kids. So it's a combination of environmental, it's a combination of many different factors that create this. And on top of it, there's awareness. So if you put all that together plus awareness, you have a greater percentage of kids being diagnosed with attention deficit. And very often, because of the divorce rate, kids can be symptomatic and be jumping all over the place when it's really a result of the fragmentation of their family unit that's caused them to be defocused and have issues that they might not have had otherwise.
Yeah. So just to remind everybody, too, September is ADD Awareness Month. so there's a lot of information that you can find out if you think maybe your child may have learning disabilities. And also check out Kerin's website, Kerin Adams, reachbeyondadd.com. What's the downfall if you don't have your child tested and diagnosed?
Well, they'll just have a much more difficult life. They could end up getting into trouble. They could end up dropping out of school. A lot of kids, if not diagnosed, end up dropping out of college if they get in at all. They're just too down on themselves. They feel too different. They don't know what's wrong with them, and it's a downward spiral. I will say, though, that for people that are interested, they can email me for consultations that I don't charge for. The first one, if they have questions or thinking about what to do for themselves and or their child in terms of coaching and coping skills. So they can email me if they want to set up a time and a date for that.
That's excellent.
Right. Oh.
That's really good. And also, you can sign up for Kerin's newsletter. Like she said, you won't be bombarded with a newsletter every second day. So you can sign up for her newsletter on her website as well to get some helpful information. I do urge you to do that. Check out her website. She has some great links to help you do a little bit more research. And, don't just listen to the schools and the teachers. I mean, there's some people I've talked to that, their child goes to a great school and they're there helping, but they're not all like that. So, take the responsibility to help your child in whatever way your child needs. And there's some good resources out there. She's written the only workbook for children and teens with ADD. Take the bull by the horns and do the research and check it out. There's people to help. And Kerin does have complimentary consultations. So if you have more questions after the show, go to her website and set something up. And, it's her passion. So there's a great resource for you right there. So unfortunately, we're getting low on time. So I'll give you a last word, Kerin, if there's some important bit of info that you'd like to put out there for our listeners before we have to sign off.
Well, just to look at the positive side, and if you find that your child is feeling depressed, try and emphasize the things that they do well and that comes naturally to them, and most importantly, give them encouragement no matter what. Reassurance is the bottom line, and that will seep in slowly, and that will be a real strong support for them as they get older, to remember that their parent was reassuring them that, things will be okay. It just will take longer and be more difficult. But, with perseverance and faith, things will work out.
Yes, definitely. These children have potential. They just have a different style. It's a way of life. It's not a disability, and I think that's so great when I read that. It's a way of life.
Right.
So thank you so much, Kerin, for being my guest today. You've provided so much information, and so I urge my listeners to please go to her website, reachbeyondadd.com, and check out the resources. And
it's been my pleasure, and I appreciate the opportunity, and I wish everyone, a good day.
Yes. Thank you so much, Kerin, and hopefully we'll have you back again, and we'll talk again about your book.
Great.
Thanks a lot.
For upcoming books. Okay.
Yes,
bye-bye.
Exactly.
Bye-bye.
So there will be a link on the show page, on the Family Focus show page, to Kerin's website that you can check out. It'll link you directly to her website. I do urge you sign up for her newsletter. Do some research. Visit the CHADD website, CHADD.